All right, and those were your summaries tonight. Some breaking news to begin this Monday, this new week. The Bank of Ghana has fined Barclays Bank Ghana over 4 million Ghana cedis for making frivolous quotes on Ghana's interbank foreign exchange market. This action is in breach of the Forex market conduct rules, according to the central bank. It's released a statement. We are going to digest it. Joining me in studio, my colleague Philip Namfori. He's got the latest on that. So, Philip, frivolous, that's not a nice word to use. Talk to me about a bit more about what Barclays Bank is accused of doing.
Okay. So in a release posted on the Bank of Ghana's website, Bank of Ghana says it has fined the Barclays Bank of Ghana an amount of 4,579,256.36 Ghana pesos for making frivolous quotes on Ghana's interbank foreign exchange market. This action is in breach of the Ghana Interbank Forex Market Conduct Rules. The Bank of Ghana is committed to ensuring sanity, transparency, and promoting best practices that serve to develop and deepen the FX market in Ghana. In pursuit of the above goals, the Bank of Ghana will not hesitate to sanction any market participants whose actions contravene Ghana's interbank FX market conduct rules, issued by the Bank of Ghana June 3rd, 2019.
So this is the latest statement issued by the Bank of Ghana on this matter. I'm just wondering, what is the expectation when such transactions take place on the foreign exchange markets? And I'm also wondering, why would a reputable bank like Barclays fall prey to this or break the rules, really?
Okay, Daryl. So I'm sure you're well aware, anytime the regulator comes out with something, we keep on asking for more information. And if the regulator of an industry, particularly the banking sector, with all that goes into it, comes up with such information, we have to look at it critically and carefully. If you look at the conduct of Forex in Ghana, or foreign exchange transactions, there's a law, the Foreign Exchange Act, that governs all matters related to Forex, or foreign exchange. Then Bank of Ghana, earlier in this year, put together what they call the Ghana Interbank Forex Market Conduct Rules. So it applies specifically to banks. You know, they also brought out this prohibition and of pricing, advertising, etc., of goods and services in foreign currency. So it was around that time that all this string of FX-related issues came up. And if you look at the Ghana Interbank Forex Conduct Rules, the word frivolous appears here in section 4.2. And when I saw the frivolous initially, I was like, okay. But if you delve into the market conduct rules, it spells out clearly. And if, with your permission, let me read. It says, dealers and brokers are strictly prohibited from making frivolous quotes. These are quotes which they have no intention of honoring and are designed merely to mislead market participants.
All right.
So if you look at what Bank of Ghana is saying, essentially, if we tie it to what Barclays has done, even though we haven't heard from Barclays yet, and I'm sure we'll come to that soon, Bank of Ghana is saying that a quote is defined as frivolous if you put out these quotes, yet you have no intention of honoring them, and is designed merely to mislead market participants. And market participants are the banks themselves, the companies that demand Forex, individuals that demand Forex, and Bank of Ghana itself is a participant in the Forex market.
Okay. I'm wondering, is it the first such action the central bank has taken?
It's the first such action pursuant to this new Ghana Interbank Forex market conduct rules. But there have been other instances of flouting of the Foreign Exchange Act, and Bank of Ghana has descended heavily upon
and by taking this action, what message is the central bank putting across?
Well, clearly, Daryl, the central bank is not here to play from these actions. And if you make the wrong move, for lack of a better word, they will descend heavily upon you. I beg your pardon. And all players in the financial services industry, particularly bank and non-bank, should keep their eyes peeled, because it seems this current administration of Bank of Ghana wants to go hard at the same time, be fair, transparent, and open. Because rarely would you find such notices come out quickly as they can. And this is posted on the top part of Bank of Ghana's website, and it's available for all of us to see.
What does this do to the reputation of Barclays Bank and the ABSA brand, really?
Well, Daryl, this is part of one of the many risks of running a financial institution. We always hear of credit risk, liquidity risk. Well, reputational risk is one of them. And if there's anything that goes untoward, the regulator has the right. If you look at other markets, America, for example, Wells Fargo was put on the chopping block for a number of issues that went wrong, and other banks have had to pay bigger fines in other parts of Europe, other parts of the world. So yes, it's a reputational risk, but I'm sure all in due time would understand more of it and be better informed.
Because this story is on major international business sites as well. But we are receiving some response from or reaction from Barclays Bank. It's a statement more from the Nana Isifu Abuasin. It says, quote, notice of the finding of Barclays Bank Ghana Limited for making frivolous quotes on the Ghana Interbank Foreign Exchange Market. We're engaging with the regulator on this matter and will update you on development. So essentially, Barclays Bank Ghana saying that they're engaging the regulator on this matter and they're going to get back to us on the outcome of that discussion. What do we expect to be the outcome then?
Well, I would say we've heard from the regulator. Though the regulator is in charge and has the let me say, Thor's hammer when it comes to all these issues, it would be nice to hear what exactly Barclays' position is and how they became incumbent in this situation. So let's keep our eyes and ears peeled for that.
Philip Namfori, as always, thank you for your perspective on this latest story having to do with a fine or a sanction against Barclays Bank Ghana for breaking foreign exchange market rules. Now, still in the financial space, the Bank of Ghana has justified its decision to close down over 300 microfinance companies and microcredit institutions. According to the bank, it had to do this to save the entire financial system. George Afe has more on the central bank's assurance.
The central bank in the question and answer notice argued that prior to taking the action, it gave all the institutions an opportunity to correct their wrongs. However, these institutions failed to do so. The Bank of Ghana in the notice said most of these institutions had already ceased operations. The central bank maintains it took the action to rather ensure the orderly exit and protect public and the financial system from further challenges. Following this action, the sector will now be left with 137 microfinance companies and 31 microcredit firms that have the licenses to operate in the country. So what would happen to those funds that have been locked up with these companies? Well, the Bank of Ghana says for those whose claims have been validated by the receiver from PricewaterhouseCoopers would have their monies paid to them. The Bank of Ghana is also downplaying concerns that this move will lead to some job losses. According to the regulator, most of these institutions named in the list were already shut down. Therefore, this action would not result in any massive layoffs. It is promising to go after and prosecute directors and shareholders of these institutions that have contributed to this problem.
Well, meanwhile, the institution appointed to lead the liquidation process of the microfinance institutions, PricewaterhouseCoopers, has indicated it could start paying validated deposits from next Monday. Eric Nananipa is partner at the accounting firm and the receiver for the process. He has been speaking to George Afe.
In terms of getting your money back, all right, all your money back. Okay. In this case, you have to go through a process. Step one is about a 4 or 5 step process. Okay. First thing you have to do, which we are doing, is taking control over the books and records and the business of these companies. That's the first thing which we are doing. It takes you through to a situation assessment to ascertain the state of affairs. But of course, George, you are fully be interested in all this. You want your money. So where you get where your money comes, your money consideration, your money payback consideration comes in, is what we have put in place. That is, we have a creditor administration process, all right, where the customer will be given what we call a proof of debt form, a POD form, all right. That form sets out what you are supposed to complete by way of your personal details, amount of money that is owed to you, amount of money that you owe, if any, all right. What is expected in terms of supporting documentation.
I want a little bit of clarity there, because we understand the government has put in almost $1 billion in this escrow account for the payment of these things. That's the winding up and depositors. Does it mean that per your function, this money is not going to take up 100% cover, using my word loosely, in quotes, in terms of the fact that I put X amount of money there? The support that is in place is not going to be 100% cover, even if all these documents have been validated by your end?
Well, I can't speak to that again, George. It's very early days. I am going through independently the creditor position based on the records of the company. All right. And the creditors or the depositors will be permitted to submit their claims. So we would have to go through.
All right, and I guess we're watching that space for more developments in the microfinance sector. Let's move on to other stories tonight. The use of one peso coins is gradually becoming extinct as many people are placing almost no value on the legal tender. For now, the one peso coin has virtually lost its economic value. Apart from the banking sector and other few businesses using them for their day-to-day transactions, others use the coins for decorations and cosmetic purposes. In this report, Fred Duho takes a look at the extent to which the coin has become of no value.
After Ghana decided to leave the British colonial monetary system and adopt a widely accepted decimal system some 54 years ago, the cedi and the peso were introduced on the 19th of July 1965 to replace the Ghana pounds, shillings and pence. Currently, coins in circulation come in different denominations. These are the 1 Ghana peso, the 50 Ghana pesos, 20 pesos, 10 pesos, 5 pesos, and recently the 1 peso coin. On a visit to the Accra Mall, some customers who received change from a sales lady only dropped the 1 peso coin in a box. The proceeds were to be sent to orphanage homes who received the 1 peso as donations. The team also went to the Kwame Nkrumah interchange area, which is also a brisk business hub within the capital city. This is what ensued as I tried to buy sachet water.
Where is Sika?
Ubisa say Sika. Ghana Sika.
Your time.
One.
This one in deal.
Yenji how? Who said the Ghana money now?
How much? 10 pesos.
That's 1 peso. Yeah, this one is 1 peso. So you count it. Pure water is 20 pesos. So 20 of that. But who said they know they take them?
If they take over, then they can people because you know that the system is out again. So if you can, they can go by and talk. You see that thing. So the big but I mean what the thing, some of the things we government for then talk.
Interestingly, this image decorated with some coins was found through a search on Facebook. This decoration was also sighted in a hotel here in Accra. From the reactions of traders encountered, the question that begs for an answer is whether the 1 peso coin still has any value within the financial system. Currency analyst Samuel Kofi Ampa says the central bank must take action against individuals and institutions who deface the currency.
Every country has a legal tender. I mean, the currency is tendered as the legal tender to do business, to trade with, or used to accept in an exchange of a commodity or a service. In countries where the currencies have devalued, significantly, where you will have to hold lot of notes, to exchange for a commodity. Even during in those countries, you do not deface the notes or the coins. You definitely will have to keep it well. People are taught on how to keep the currencies or the coins well, to keep value, because these currencies or coins, we spend money to produce them. You can collect the currencies, and keep them as souvenirs, right? In whether for future or for display or for museums purposes or for display. But you can use it as an artifact or a tool to develop act. That is not allowed in any country. So if anybody is doing that, then the attention of the owners of the currency or the custodians of the currency, that's the central bank, will need to be informed, and then they should take action immediately on the institution or the individual who is defacing the currency of an economy.
Fred Duho's report for Joy Business.
You're watching Business Live. Let's move on to other stories. Vehicle and Asset Dealers Association of Ghana are scheduled to hit the streets this month in protest against tax on luxury vehicles. Joy Business got in touch with the president of the association, Eric Boateng, after meeting with the Trade Minister, Alan Tremonte, on the issue. He claims the luxury vehicle tax has collapsed their business.
As for last week, we, the executives, met and then we decided to, come out with another demonstration, because what we learned is, I think the minister and the government are not ready for us. But as this implement is collapsing our businesses, we are not going to fold our arms and then look at what is going on in the system.
So what exactly is your problem?
The problem is that last year, media budget, our own brother Ken Ofurata went to a parliament, came out with a policy called luxury vehicle tax. And from then, our businesses are yet collapsing. We came out a lot of, allegations and all stuff, communicating on radio, on TV, yet there's nothing coming out good from the government. So that is why we demonstrate on that last year to show the world that what is going on with our businesses in the country per whole is not helping us at all. So that is why we demonstrate for the luxury vehicle tax issue.
Okay, but now you claim you spoke to them and that there's not been any response so far, so you're going to embark on a second demonstration. When is this demonstration going to happen?
Yes, we decided, because as I'm speaking now, Friday, we are going to meet us, all the stakeholders are going to meet. So from then, we'll come out with something, which is we won't secret it. We will come out with the viewers to know exactly what day we want to do the demonstration.
Now, about 4.5 million Ghanaians are believed to be infertile. That's according to fertility specialist and chief executive of Leicester Hospital, Dr. Edem Hiaji. According to him, the problem of not being able to bear children can mainly be attributed to poor diet, stress, and alcoholism. Although technological innovations have found some solutions to the infertility problem, its affordability cannot be overestimated. Karen Dodo has more from the Jess and the Joy Business Health and Wellness Trade Show.
Key among the issues discussed was the prevalence of infertility among Ghanaians, necessitating the need for solutions. Speaking on the main topic, redefining the frontiers of fertility through innovative reproduction, fertility specialist Dr. Edem Hiaji explained that with innovation and technology, affordable solutions are now available to solve the problem of infertility.
Basically, you want to be able to help the woman to have eggs developing, and with the innovation of drugs that can get more than one egg to develop, because naturally only one egg develops a month. Now you can have 2, 3, 4 eggs developing per month. That immediately increases the chances for pregnancy in the woman. The process of IVF is being used for many other areas or many other indications other than blocked tube. Because if the sperms were not very mobile and therefore could not go through the vagina to the womb into the tube to go and fertilize the egg, and you can bring the egg out and fertilize the outside.
Some other solutions to infertility in men and women were also present with various products on display at the Joy Business Health and Wellness Trade Show. One of such solutions is the walking egg method by the Walking Egg Fertility Center. Nana Yawo says, director of the center.
The walking egg IVF method is a new method developed by some Belgian experts, Professor Willem Ombelet and his team. Now, currently, it's in terms of success rate, it is approaching the conventional IVF method. I can tell you that in Belgium now, the success rate for the walking egg IVF method is approaching 50%. Now, what we do here in Ghana is to bring the walking egg to Ghanaians at affordable rates. Currently, we are going to do the IVF in the other centers or under the conventional method. You pay around 25,000 cedis, but with the walking egg method, We currently take 6,000 cedis.
Others on display include herbal medicines from the Center for Plant Medicine Research in Mampong. Commercial manager at the center, Michael Brimfey, explained that with as low as 6 cedis 50 pesos, one can get a solution.
It has been proven to help with women who have infertility problems. In fact, when you come to the clinic, there are evidences or data to show you that this has been given to women and they have been able to conceive. But this over to is 6 cedis 50 pesos. And you should be surprised because this is an institution that invests so much in research to develop even a single product, the kind of research that will go into it. Yet, when it comes out, this is 6 cedis 50 pesos.
The 3-day trade show, which will end on Saturday, will begin the day with an aerobic session at 6 a.m. Reporting for Joy Business, Karen Dodu.
Interesting stuff. Well, the Ghana Statistical Service has begun a trial for the 2020 population census. The exercise is expected to be piloted in some selected regions of the country to assess preparedness of the Statistical Service and create awareness amongst the public.
The 2020 edition of the Population Census Program is expected to be conducted through a paperless process. The pilot program will give officials the opportunity to examine the use of new technologies to be deployed for the main purpose. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, the program will determine economic strength of the respondents. A supervisor for the Korle Klottey district, Elton Ankra, has been speaking with Joy Business on the importance of the process.
We are gathering data on the demographics of people, their economic activity, disability, fertility, educational background, literacy, and all sorts of data. Yeah.
And the question is, so all this that you are gathering, what's the usefulness of it?
Okay, it helps the nation to plan for development. If we need to undertake any development activity, we need to know the number of people we are doing it for. So when you do it, it's adequate and it fits the number of people we are preparing for. So from 2010, we've made some changes to the procedures that we're using. In 2010, we did the paper. In 2020, you're going to use the tablets. So we need to try it out to see whether everything will be spotless. Make sure any challenges that come up, we are able to address it so that when we start the 2020 main census, we don't have any challenge.
You mentioned already the kind of data you are gathering. I would like to find out, would this be able to determine the employment rate and the number of either able or disabled who are gainfully employed and all that in our society?
Yes, you can. Yeah, that's one of the information that we are able to come out with. Yeah.
One of the enumerators, Western Norte, has been sharing with Joy Business some key questions to be administered.
The religious affiliation and other ones that I can't talk about.
Do you also, when it comes to economic activity, what are some of the questions too?
Well, the occupation of the person is taken into consideration. The industry is also taken into consideration. The kind of agreement that the person has with that company, being it private or public, is also taken into consideration.
The process is expected to end in 2 weeks, after which the government statistician will present a report on the outcome.
And that's Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching. My name is Darryl Kwa. We've got more news on our website, joybusinessnews.com. There you see it. You've got the day's latest stories over there. You can visit the website. My name is Darryl Kwa. We'll see you same time tomorrow.